Well, for more on this, I'm joined by our international affairs editor, Angela Diffley. Angela, what should we read into what is, presumably an Israeli counterattack against Iran?
Yeah, the Israelis rarely admit when they do this kind of exercise, but I think we can assume it's them. There are probably two messages. They are saying very clearly to the Iranians, this missile targeted very close to key nuclear facilities, and they are sending a message that we can if we want to. More importantly, I think it signals that the Israelis have decided to adopt a low-key approach because they do not want to jeopardize this impressive US-led coalition with regional members and European people who all came to Israel's assistance last weekend when it was under a missile attack. I think they are very keen not to jeopardize that alliance, which worked so effectively. Just before this missile attack on Iran as well, it should be noted that the United States alone vetoed the United Nations resolution and thereby stopped the recognition of a Palestinian state. That is important to the Israelis. Within Israeli politics, it is a democracy, is very fractious, and we know that there was a considerable current of opinion saying that we should hit Iran now hard. This is our chance. It's now or never. The Israelis have long been extremely concerned. It presents an existential threat to them. Iran's possible nuclear program, they say it's a civil program. The Israelis are worried it will become a nuclear weapons program. And it appears that the other current has prevailed. The current of opinion, possibly led by Israeli public opinion, that the Americans are really helping us out here. Let's not make life any more difficult for them. The Israelis are also pleased, I think, that the events of last weekend signalled to the wider world just how dangerous Iran can be if it chooses to be. And that's something they have long wanted other people to appreciate.
And then what about Iran's response? What do we make of that?
The Iranians are very keen to play this down. President Raisi didn't even mention it in his Friday address to the people. And very quickly, the airports had been closed down very quickly. Life got back to normal and the airports are reopened. The point in Iran is to play this down so that there is no need amongst the people to expect another strike back. They are pretty keen, it would appear, to de-escalate this thing as well. Iran has only recently been dealing with a significant domestic uprising. It is still dealing with sanctions which have been in place for a long time and have severely hit its economy, although its increasing friendliness with Russia has offset that somewhat. But I think it looks as though the Iranians are keen to play this down.
So it seems like this is the end of kind of the most recent back and forth between Iran and Israel. What happens next?
Yeah, it's the end for now. First of all, as you point out, we don't know. This might not be the end of the Israeli response, and we don't know that Iran might choose to act differently against our expectations. What is clear is that until now, these two have been engaged in a proxy war. We know that Iran is behind Hezbollah, is behind numerous attempts to destabilize Israel, is behind the Hamas attacks of October the 7th, insofar as it has helped to arm and train Hamas. So what had been a proxy war is right out in the open now. I think both the Israelis and the Americans will take some comfort in the fact that now it's out in the open and the recognition of how Iran could pose a danger to its enemies, and that includes the United States, if it is allowed to become a nuclear-armed state. The Israelis and the Americans might take some comfort that that is now out in the open. What is concerning for everyone is that a red line has been crossed here. Until now, it was a proxy war. Now we've had both sides hitting each other's territories. It's into a new domain now, and everyone must just hope that that's the end of it.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens next. Angela, thank you so much for that. That's our international affairs editor, Angela Diffley.